Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim and Harley Beaner from Come As You Are Oracle. Uh, I'm going to do a crow oracle for today because I had a request yesterday and I said I wasn't going to do readings in the evening on Sunday anymore, but I thought, you know what the hell? I'll do a crow oracle. Let's do it. Let's do it. So, crow oracle for today. Today is Sunday, July 27th, 2025. You may follow me on the Talk, the Tube, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, fabulous. We love that for you. Whatever does not, just leave it on the table for someone else. You don't need to take on energy that wasn't meant for you. Oh, are you going to come up here and disturb my peace? What are you doing? Mommy's going to do a reading. Here, come on, turn around. Come on, turn around. Oh my gosh. Okay. You know you can turn around. Go on. Slip that there. Maybe that'll deter her slightly. Probably not. How's everybody doing? How's the weekend? How's the Sunday? I got up this morning. I drove to the lake. I watched the sunrise. I took some pics. I went to the donut shop. I got 3 donuts. I ate a donut. I did some yoga. I got dressed. I went to work. I worked for 6 hours. I came home. One of the guys at work that I was standing next to picking, he's like, oh, are you going to go to Lake County Fair? I'm like, no, I'm not. No. It's too hot out there. Pardon me. If I were to go sit outside and it was still sunny on my deck and do yoga and all that, yeah, okay, fine. That's one thing because I'm literally right at my house, right? Like if I decide I need air, if I decide I need water, like there it is. Lake County Fair in like 100-degree heat, stinky animals, and tons of people. No, I'll pass. Today was the last day. I did not go. That's fine. I decided I'm probably not going to go to Ren Fair this year. That's fine. It's great. I'll just save money either way because, I just buy shit wherever I go. So I'm like, okay, I'll just, stay home, continue to work on me, love on myself, all that jazz. Oh, man. We got one on the table. Actually, my favorite part of going to the fair is the animals. The pig races, really. Although I'm sure they dope them up, They got to be doing something to them pigs. I mean, let's just face it. Hi, baby. Hi, Beaner. I gave one of my friends at work a donut. I ate the second donut, I'm not going to lie. The funny thing is once I ate my dinner, all the calories I already had today, I'm still short. I'm still saving like 800 calories for the day. Like, what? Make it make sense. And I'm not even really, I'm technically not even that hungry. Okay, will you stop pawing at me? What are you doing? Are you trying to tear off my tattoo on my leg? What are you doing? All right. I don't know why you couldn't stay on the bed. It's comfy up there. Get up there with Homer. We got 3 on the table. 4 on the table. So the guy that was picking next to me, married, kids, he's always hitting on the young girls in the department, like many of the men. And today he was chatting me up. Okay, fine. And while I don't think he's particularly attracted to me, because I'm probably too old for him, he just gives me the overall sense of ick. And literally, there's one other guy in the department that does that. The newer guy that annoys me. But they're just so icky. Like, why can't you just leave the women alone? Like, the one is married with a family. The other one, I don't know what he's thinking. He's 50 years old and he thinks he's going to get a 12-year-old. I don't know. And I'm joking. Like, he thinks he's going to get like an 18, 19-year-old. Same thing. Like, make it make sense to me. Where do these men come from? If you're a man, tell me where these men come from. We got 5 on the table, 1 in the reverse. Okay, we're going to do 2 more shuffles because I've spent 6 minutes shuffling and getting like nothing. Now they want to come out. We got 6 on the table. 7 on the table. Harley, if you don't quit pawing at my legs, like, I'm going to have to, like, kick you out. I love you, and I don't want to, but I will. All right. Oh, look who it is. We got 8 with bottom of the deck. 1 in reverse. We've got bond. We've got direction. We've got territory. We got influence. We've got play in the reverse. Waterproof. Anomaly. And bottom of the deck, night. I know. Feminine, masculine, take how it resonates. Why don't you go lay down on the bed? Like, why are you being so weird? So, first of all, nothing really jumped out at me about these cards, except for when I held up the bond card for you guys to look at, I kept thinking of a bail bondsman. Like, you know, somebody being out on bond. Somebody bonded out. There you go. Lay down. So whoever this is, this is someone that has some type of connection. It's got, okay, so the bond card, the territory card, the direction card. So whoever this person is, they could literally go anywhere. Like, travel anywhere, move somewhere the next year, move somewhere 5 years later. They always are drawn back to the same place with the territory card. And yes, it could be because of a person, it could be because of a family, it could be because of a community with the influence card. Like there's some influence wherever this territory is. But the thing is so like just an example, like I grew up here in Illinois, right? Northern suburbs of Illinois. Let's say like when I was 18, I moved to Michigan, and when I was 25, I moved to Utah, and when I was 35, I moved to Atlanta. Wait, no. Let me start over. Let me start over. I moved to Michigan when I'm 18. I moved back home when I'm 23. Then I moved to Utah when I'm 27. Then I moved back home when I'm 30. Then I moved to Atlanta when I'm 35. Then I moved back home. Like somebody keeps going back to the same place, the same town, the same state. And again, it's because there's some type of influence there. So a family, a friend, a lover, kids, something. There's something there. So the only thing I can say with this play card in reverse is this person is drawn back to the same place all the time because whatever is there for them, that's a serious connection. That's a serious bond. Like whoever this is, they're not playing around. They don't like they go back to the same place. And it could be again, it could be that they go back to the same town, the same state all the time because there's people there. Loved ones, lovers, friends, whatever. Pardon me. With the waterproof card, it's like they know they can go back whenever they want. They know that someone or a community is there waiting for them. Like they always have like a home base. Like they know they can go back whenever they want. Like they'll always be accepted there. It's kind of interesting though because with the anomaly card, like whoever this person is, they kind of stand out. They kind of stand out. Okay. I should have brought my water in here. Yesterday we had the readings where there was a person that stood apart from whatever was going on. It kind of gives like that same type of energy. Like this person, they stand out from everybody else. So like if you're talking somebody always goes back to the same town because it's their hometown because their family's there. Whoever this person is, like they know they're always welcome there. They know it's serious business. Like they can always go home. They're always welcome there with the waterproof card. Like nobody's going to kick them out. Nobody's going to tell them no. But the thing is they do stand apart from whatever this community is, this family is, this group, this lover, whatever. They do stand apart. What are you doing? I'm going to have to throw you out because you're going to start annoying me. And I don't know why, but the night card kind of gives me creepy vibes. Like this person works at night, they drive by night, they always show up at night. Something about the night. Cuz you know what it kind of gives me? It kind of gives me like trucker vibes, okay? Like, you know, if you're a trucker and you're on the road a lot, you know, you have your home base, right? Where you live. You have an apartment, a house, whatever, family, friends, but you're always on the road, you know, and there's long distance truckers, there's short distance truckers, you know, people that just do local, people that go all over the country. And it kind of gives me the vibe of, well, I can go wherever I want and do whatever I need to do because it's part of my job. But I can always come back home. I can always come back to this same territory. I love you, but I'm going to slap you. Beaner. Beaner. I swear to God, she ignores me on purpose. No Homer wants loving. Okay, stop. She's scratching me. You're licking me. You know, I don't like either of those things. All these crows are sleeping in this picture. The moon is out. It's all still. It's nighttime. And I'm not gonna lie, like when I first looked at this card, it kind of reminded me. It was a show. I think it was on FX. I cannot remember what it was called. It had the guy who played Spock in the newer Star Trek movies. What's his name? Zachary something. And he was like a, I don't know what you would consider him, like a energy vampire, like a soul sucker. I don't know. Like he was taking children and basically stealing all their energy until they passed, and it made him young. So like an energy vampire, basically, like a vampire. And then the one girl knew, like she had seen him in a vision or something like that. There were two seasons of it, I think. I never got to watch the second season. Um, two or three seasons. I never got to watch the second or finish the second, I think. And if there was a third, I never saw it. Was it Nosferatu? I don't think it was, right? But he's basically considered a vampire. Shoot. Let me see. Let me see if I. Is it Zachary Quinto? Quinto? All right, let me see. Yeah, there we go. Star Trek. All right, come on. Dude, he's in movies I didn't even know he was in. I think it was Nosferatu. It was Nosferatu. Charlie Manx, a seductive immortal who feeds off the souls of children, has his whole world threatened when a young woman in New England discovers she has a dangerous gift because she sees him and she sees what he's doing. And I think he takes one of her kids, like one of her neighborhood kids or something. What is it, baby? You went out? Hold on, guys. All right, come on. There you go. Go on, dude. Go on, baby. Wait, you went out too? I know, it's boring in here. You guys act like you need to be in here. You don't need to be in here. Trust me. Oi. I love them. I really do. Young Victoria Vic McQueen discovers that she has the power to unlock portals that help her find lost objects. As she delves further into this hidden universe, she encounters many other Inscape travelers, some benevolent, and some who have been corrupted by their power. When Vic encounters Charlie Manx, an immortal who stays that way by feeding off the souls of children, she makes a sworn enemy of him. "20 episodes total. Oh wow, she does not look the same. Ashley Cummings. Anyway, yeah, like when I was looking at this, I was picturing him. If you watched the show, like he drove around in like this old looking, kind of like an old taxi, like an old English taxi, like an older car. And he would just drive around and he would pick up children and he would feast off of them. Yeah, you can say soul, energy, basically the same thing when you think about it. I don't know, y'all. This is kind of dark. To the lovely person that wanted a crow read, just so you know, this is a little dark. I don't know who this would resonate for. Because it very much gives the energy of a traveler who comes back and forth, home, back and forth, back and forth. Someone that stands out from the crowd, someone that might not, they belong there, right? Like they have family, they have friends there, lovers, whatever. They belong there, but they stand out, they stand apart. And there's something about the night, like it's like while everybody else sleeps, they can't sleep. And it could go back to this influence card, I'm not going to lie. Because they could always come back home because they have stability there. But also, what they have there is possibly people that don't really give them the best of influence, right? Like maybe they're into drugs, maybe alcohol, sex, gambling, whatever. And this person goes home and they always get caught up in this. Like they always get caught up in, the drama, the old school BS. It's kind of funny because I grew up in Mundelein, Illinois, pretty small town for the most part. It's gotten bigger throughout the years for sure. But it is not at all like how it used to be. When I was a kid, like everybody knew everybody, everybody said hi to everybody, everybody saw everybody's kids in school, and like today, no. It's not like that at all. It's not. Even though it's still relatively small, it is absolutely not like that. And don't get me wrong, you have like the old timers that are all still connected, and yeah, okay, you would consider them like, their little clique, their little community. My parents were never really involved in any of that stuff. My mom worked in a liquor store when I was younger. So she saw the community come and go, men and women, families, that kind of thing. Because it was one of, like, I don't know, three liquor stores in the whole town. There was literally like one across the street, which was kind of like a grab and go. And then there was one across town. And the one that she worked at had been there for years and years and years. Years. It was owned by a married couple, older, no kids. They owned a couple apartment buildings in the same town. Italian, they were Italian. But she saw a lot of the townsfolk come through there. She got a lot of like town gossip and stuff when she worked there. But once that was over, once she left there and she got another job, and like you get older, the kids get older, like we don't go to school anymore, so we don't know anybody. Where did everybody go? They went off to college, they got married, they left, whatever. As you get older, you lose that connection. It's just a town. Yeah, I grew up there. I lived there for 35 years, 36 years. Um, and I can go back there and I still pretty much know where everything is. Not much has changed. And even the things that have changed, like, I mean, I see it as it changes. So I know it's changed. Um, but I don't know everybody there anymore. I don't talk to really anybody there. It was kind of funny because after I went through my divorce and I went online to register for dating sites, I saw one of my old classmates who was divorced, had kids, was looking to date, and still lived there, still lived in Mundelein, or went back to Mundelein, I guess. I don't know. And I just reached out to him to say hi. Um, it was a little awkward because I don't think he remembered me, and I don't think he wanted to have anything to do with me, which is fine. I just figured I'd say hi. But like you know, you fall out of touch with people. People move on and stuff. But I'm sure that there are still people there that, like if they were all friends in high school, like if they're still there, they raise their kids there, they're probably all still friends, right? Like you would have that influence when you would go back home. Good or bad. It also could be too, and I'm not gonna lie, it could be the opposite. It could be like this person goes, like they're drawn back home every time and they stand out, but they stand out because they don't participate. Like like it would be like, like a movie of the week on NBC, right? Like, so and so graduates high school, they go away to college, they come back home to visit, but they don't stay. They move around, and then they come back like 10 years later, and everybody in the town is still the same. Everybody got married and had kids. All the people that did drugs in high school are still doing drugs. All the kids that were drinkers in high school are still drinking. Like it gives off the vibe. It could give off the vibe of somebody going home and nothing changes. It's always the same. But this person changed. They're the anomaly. They're the different one. They're the one that stands out. Maybe that makes a little more sense. I mean, I think it could be either scenario. I think it just whatever resonates for you. And everybody else in town is doing whatever they do at night, going to the bar, going to the movies, whatever. And this person is, like, okay, I'm home, but like, do I really belong here? Do I really belong here? Another good show, it's called like Midnight something. It was on Netflix. It was about vampires too, believe it or not. And it was this young guy that went home to a coastal town, like an island, and he went home and he ended up hooking up with his ex-girlfriend from high school. She was pregnant with her ex-boyfriend's baby. The priest in town went to Italy, and when he came back, he brought a vampire with him, basically. He thought he was an angel. I mean, take how it resonates. I think it's called Midnight Mass. It's on Netflix. It was a really good little series. Like, I enjoyed it a lot. It was interesting. It was a little bit different. But it was definitely part of the vibe was like the guy going back home and, assimilating to living there, after being gone for years. And I can't remember, like, he was accused of like killing somebody, but he never did, or like a car accident or something. I don't know. And he came home and supposedly he was in disgrace, but it was like small town vibes. And then they threw in a vampire, a priest and a vampire. But when he went home, he felt out of place. Like he had been gone so long, he felt out of place. So maybe whoever this is, like, they went away to school, they got a job, they left home, maybe they had girlfriends, maybe they even got married and had kids and then they got divorced. And now they come back home and everybody there is still the same, except this person changed. Cuz it gives like you can always go home again. You can always go home again. But can you? And I'm kind of seeing like um if you guys if you watched Edward Scissorhands when they lived in all the little colorful houses and they all looked the same, like when all the neighborhoods and stuff were planned out like in the 30s and the 40s and the 50s, and they just built house after house after house, block after block after block. It's like hometown USA, middle America, the Midwest, like we're known for that. Like Illinois is probably one of the places that's really known for that, especially here in the northern suburbs, especially away from Chicago, because it looks like that here. We have all these developments planned out and housing and shopping malls, shopping centers, and It never flippin' ends. I don't know why I'm picturing this either. This happened. Well, I mean, I'm sure it happened in other places like Eastern Seaboard, New York, places like that. But there was that one year. Was it in the 80s or was it in the 70s where we had a really really horrible snowstorm, and in the city of Chicago on Lakeshore Drive, they have pictures where like there were such snow drifts that people literally abandoned their cars on Lakeshore Drive or were stuck in their cars on Lakeshore Drive, and like you could see snow drifts, like the cars couldn't move. It was crazy, and I'm picturing that. I think I'm just picturing like events, like things pertaining to small town life, if that makes sense. I know Chicago technically is not small town life, but maybe this person goes home because they're always drawn there. But the people that are there feel stuck there, like the snowstorm, like stuck in your car in a snowstorm. Like they feel like they're stuck there. Like they never got out, they never got to leave, they never went to school anywhere. Everything was local. They never moved anywhere, lived anywhere, possibly never even went on vacation, right? I mean, it depends on your economic state, but oh, this person can always go home because they're drawn there for familiar, familiar, familial, familial reasons. But some of these townspeople, some of these locals might not like the fact that this person keeps coming home. Like, you got out, why don't you just stay away? Like, what do you need to come back here for, kind of thing. Even though, like, maybe their parents live there, their grandparents, maybe they're married and their spouse lives there with the kids and they come back, like back and forth. It just, whatever it is, it gives like a dark underbelly, if that makes sense. Like, even if it's not this person, like whatever's in this town, whatever's in this place, like it's not. trying to think of like a show or a movie with like an example. Like, okay, like let's go full in with vampires. Salem's Lot, Stephen King's Salem's Lot. It kind of gives that energy of like, I left, went to college, got married, had my family, and now I come back home and it's not the same. Like I'm not the same person, they're not the same people to me, you know? And if this person went away and made something of themselves, like people might not necessarily want them back out of jealousy, envy, self loathing, really, when you think about it. Well, that's too bad. That's really too bad. I think I'm going to leave it there because I'm not really seeing anything else. It very much gives the vibes of like somebody going home, someone that stands out, and it's almost like like the people there don't really want them there. Like they want to go back home, right? Because it's familiar, their family's there, it's their town, whatever. But it's like people don't really want them there. And it's something about like being jealous or envious of whatever this person has become. Not to give myself airs at all because no, this is a reason why I call myself the humble hermit. Here's the thing though. Like people might technically look at my TikTok and be like, "Oh, well, she's successful. She must make money off of that. Look at how many views she has. Look at how many likes she has." I don't have technically a lot of followers. I have like I'm going on 6700, but I have millions and millions of views and millions of likes. And somebody could look at that, and I'm sure some people do, and they're like, "Oh my god, she's like famous. Oh my god, like she must make a shit ton of money. Like, oh my god, why is she still working for a living?" The thing is I don't make any money off of that. I don't. And I don't fall into the monetization stuff because I think I need like 10,000 followers to actually qualify to make any real money. But B, even some really good creators on there that have like a million followers don't make any freaking money on there because they've changed the status, the quo for it on and off. Like this is what you need to do to make money. I mean, a lot of people aren't really making anything on there anymore. Most people are getting their money from like endorsement deals and things like that. Probably hawking stuff in the TikTok shop. I'm going to be honest. They probably would make more money there. But I'm sure that like if I went to like a high school reunion or something, I'm sure, I'm sure. Um, like I'll have my 30th high school reunion in 3 years, y'all. I'm 45. In 3 years, I'm gonna be 48, and I'll have my 30th high school reunion. I guarantee if I go and I tell them what I do, there's going to be some snarky MFer that's going to be like, "Oh, so you're famous? Oh, this, that, and the other?" And it's like, I just don't look at myself like that. I don't look at myself like that. And don't get me wrong, I get excited like when I get followers and I get views and I get likes and stuff. And I get excited when I get that here, because this is something that I love to do for myself and for you guys. But I don't look at myself like that. And even if I were to like become incredibly famous and make millions of dollars, I still would not look at myself like that. I would still probably live in hometown Illinois. Like I or move to Wisconsin where I want to live, like I don't know. I think people get in their fifis and they forget that we're all just human. Like whoever this is, like they just lived a life, went to school, moved away, had a family, whatever, came home, and people are looking at them like, "Oh, you don't belong here. Like you're not part of the club." Like, "Oh, you don't want to hang out at the bar every night. You don't want to go out to the lake and skinny dip every Friday like everybody else in town does." Like almost like that energy of like needing to feel superior because they really look at this person and feel like they're superior. And they don't like it. It just the back of my head is like buzzing like right here. It's like somebody going home and they're happy to go home because it's their home, but they're really not wanted there. Like people look at them differently. And that's sad, right? Because like even me, like I said, I grew up in Mundelein, Illinois, tiny little town, USA. Like even if I were to pick up and move like to Colorado or Massachusetts or somewhere relatively far, I'm always going to think of Mundelein as home. Always, always. I'm going to have that bond. Like if I'm sitting in my little apartment and I'm watching the news and all of a sudden they say, "Oh, something happened in Mundelein, Illinois." Like I would be like, "Mundelein?" Like I'm from Mundelein. And it's too bad because I think a lot of us are drawn to our hometowns. A lot of us always want to go back or just go back because we feel like we need to. Um, I literally live like 20 minutes, half an hour away from my hometown. I'm like two or three towns over, technically. It's not that far. I can go home anytime I want. But is there anything like I really need there? No. Like I can get everything I need here. Why would I go back there? Other than to see my family, of course. But all right, I'm gonna leave it there because I've been rambling. I don't think this is at all what the lovely person wanted for a crow read. So maybe I'll try again tomorrow, and we'll see what happens. Because this was a little different. This. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like different. It's not necessarily romance and BS. I like it, but it is a little weird. I'm not gonna lie. Little yeah, something something. I don't know. I hope it resonated for somebody. I hope somebody enjoyed it. I hope if anything it was entertaining. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.